Sometimes workplace conflicts are inevitable. You have a bunch of people who are likely overworked and underpaid, and you put them in the same room together, and issues are bound to pop up.
Yeah, knowing the right way to resolve these conflicts can be the difference between keeping and losing your job. Joining us now to look at some of the top workplace conflicts and how to solve them is motivational expert Mindy Barnett. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a rough one out there right now, isn't it, guys?
Oh, yes. All right. So the first conflict we're talking about here is bullying. How can you tell if it's happening to you or someone else? And then what should you do about it?
Yeah, so bullying in the workplace is obviously very different from the bullying we know growing up on the playground, even cyberbullying and all of that. The workplace, it looks a lot like when you're feeling singled out. You're being picked on essentially by one person, maybe a group of people. You're spoken to with disrespect, and you know what that is. And also when someone tends to be taking credit for your work when it isn't their work. So how do you combat it? Basically, the first and foremost is to keep documentation of these incidents, keep a paper trail. You want to obviously note the date and some information about what took place and when and who is involved. Confront the bully, which is very different than what we would have been told growing up. This is workplace. It's not personal. It's business. So I would recommend highly that you go up to that person and, non-confrontationally just, address the situation and correcting them. And then also when, go to HR, worst case scenario, and make sure it's reported.
All right, next you want to talk about dealing with a narcissistic boss or a client. Mindy, what are some signs of narcissism in a leader?
So it looks a lot like a romantic narcissist, a grandiose personality. They tend to gaslight, which is basically making you look like you're losing your mind, saying, oh, I never said that, or you never did that, when your reality is obviously saying something very different. They have a sense of entitlement, they lack empathy, and they can also be a bully. So when your boss is fitting all of these criteria versus a coworker, you can't necessarily go up and confront them, right? So the best thing you can do is to, again, keep a paper trail, keep documentation of everything that you've encountered, keep things with that boss short and sweet, literally speak to them about what you need to speak to them about and get out. Don't sit there and chit chat. Don't share a lot of personal information because they have a tendency to use it against you at a later time. Try to avoid any kind of unnecessary conflict. Go to HR if you need to, and this is going to sound weird, but compliment them. Not in a kissing up sort of way, but when it's appropriate, throw some compliments their way because they like that, and that might keep them at bay.
Interesting.
Yep.
A little compliment here and
Yeah,
there. Okay. Hey, if it works, it
They're
works.
everywhere. Those narcissists, yeah.
All right. Mindy, thank you so much for joining us today. I guess we're a little short on time, but some really good tips for us.
Absolutely. So I have a book. It's this information and more is in that. And you can find me on Instagram, mindy.barnett, and at mindybarnett.com. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah.